siblings. So today I decided to do a story time on the day I found my ex-father sitting with another woman. When him and I started dating, we were both in Volcom. He was just visiting. He originally stayed in Hartis. So he had to go back to Hartis, and the agreement was that when he settles in that side, he will let me know so that I can visit. So he did let me know, and I was to visit. A few days before I visit, he calls me and he tells me that he's actually very sick. So I was like, now do we cancel the visit or what must happen? And then it's like, no, let's not cancel the visit, you can still come. I was just letting you know that I'm not well. It had something to do with his pancreas. So the day came, I went to Hardy's, and on my way he tells me that someone else will pick me up because I was taking public transport. So he tells me that someone will pick me up because he's still very sick. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. And then when I get to the estate, I get his text telling me, giving me the registration number of the person who was to fetch me. This car came, and it just, like, the lady just stopped there, and because it was a lady driving it, I didn't think this was the person looking for me. So the lady and I were just looking at each other and not saying anything. But later when I rechecked the registration, I realized, okay, this is the same registration that the guy sent. So I approached the car and I asked the lady, are you here for Tsulu? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, that's me. And then we left, and then she only told me her name. There was no conversation along the way. It was so awkward. So because the guy is sick, I assumed it's probably the neighbor. Then we get there, and when I get there, like, he didn't seem to be so excited to see me. And usually whenever this guy saw me, he was always so excited. His face would literally light up. And you know, the last time we saw each other, it was like that, you know, those relationship vibes. And because I think it was 3 months into the relationship, so it was still honeymoon phase nyana, so we were still very excited about each other. So I get there, and the guy is not just as excited as I know him to be when he sees me. So I'm like, I'm so confused. And then I was like, who's this lady? The lady was busy making me food. And then he tells me the lady's name, and I'm like, no, she already told me the name, but who is she? Why is she here? What is she to you? It's like, no, she's just a relative. I'm like, a relative? From where? Because he never told me about her. Because at the time he had told me about his family. I had already met the mom. You know, Makoti vibes. So the guy now is like, no, she's those distant relatives. I never really speak about them. So I was like, oh, okay, no problem. And because the guy was sick, everyone was to sleep in their own room. The lady had her own room, I had my own, and he also slept in his own room. So she came back, and then she showed me my room, but the room had no sheets, no blanket, nothing. It was just the bed. So it's now time to sleep, and I go to my room. These people don't give me blankets, these people don't give me sheets, nothing. So I'm like, how do these things work? Because I'm this guy's guest. But like, guys, I think you know when someone changes on you. You can tell that the vibe is not the same. And when I got there, this guy was just like, he was just not the same anymore. He wasn't the guy that I know. But I thought, you know, even when your female intuition tells you that, no, this person has changed, whether or not they are dating with the lady, but he's not the same towards you. And that's what I got. But I was like, I'm probably just imagining it because the guy is sick. So I went to my room. Then I waited for them to offer me excuse me. I waited for them to offer me sheets and blankets. I mean, it was just the bed. They didn't give me anything. Then these people didn't give me. And I was like, okay, I'll just sleep like this. But later in the evening, I wanted to make some rooibos. So I went downstairs to make tea. Then shortly, this lady also came, and then we were talking, and she was like, yo, it's really amazing what the guy is doing. I think he has a really good heart. And I was like, what is he doing? And she was like, he told me that you are his homie, and he's gonna help you find a job because you're struggling to find a job. And I'm like, oh, he said I'm his homie. And then she's like, yeah. And then I'm thinking, oh my goodness, homie. Guys, I was this guy's homie. My boyfriend told that lady that I'm his homie. And then, so the agreement was that when I get to Hardis, we're going to talk. We wanted to start our own company. So we're going to talk about that as well during my visit. So now he told this girl that he's helping me get a job. So the girl was like, I know he's really kind. It's not every day that people do this. So I think he's really, really nice. And I was like, yeah, he has a really good heart. But who are you? And then she's like, I'm his partner. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he did say that I will find you here. I forgot, he did say. But thank you for also allowing me to be here. I'm really grateful to both of you. But guys, inside, remember at the time I'm still madly in love with the guy. Like I was hopelessly in love, and I was thinking, yo, now his mom knows me. Like guys, kitty vibes so so I'm thinking, yo, this guy is the one. And then I hear that, and I'm so in love with the guy, and I hear something like that. I was really hurt. But obviously I couldn't show it to the lady. But at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, how do I get out of this situation with my dignity still intact? Because I didn't like, I don't like fighting for men. He's my man, you took my man, or fight the guy who why did you do this? You are the and no, I don't do that. So I thought to myself, I need to think of a way to get out of this situation in a way that won't tarnish my dignity, won't tarnish my personality. So I went back upstairs to drink my tea, and meanwhile I'm still trying to cook an idea of how I was to get out of that situation. So now I'm thinking, okay, in the morning, the first thing in the morning, I'm leaving. And then in that during that time when I'm still trying to think, these people are laughing, guys, in the bedroom, they are laughing. And then after a few minutes, the laughter stops. And you know, when the laughter stops, something is cooking. So imagine the love of your life is in bed with another woman. You're in bed alone, without blankets, without sheets, nothing. And I kept on asking myself, why this guy asked me to come? I mean, he knew that he is with someone else. And if he had only told me that, no man, you'll visit some other time, I would have understood. But now he stays with someone else. He didn't tell me, number one. Now they are in the same bedroom, laughing and having fun. And they're laughing the way this guy and I used to laugh, guys. So I'm thinking to myself, yo, I'm breathing through the wound, but there's nothing I can do. So like after a couple of minutes, the laughter stopped. And then yeah, after some time, they were laughing again. Then the guy left the room to his room. In the morning, I packed my things and I left. And because, guys, that guy stays at an estate, there are no taxis. I don't have a car. Guys, I walked the longest walk, like longer than Mandela's long walk to freedom. Guys, I walked. I walked. That time I don't even know where the exit is. I was just walking, and I forgot the name of the estate, but I checked online, how do I get out of this? And then I walked until this nice G-Wagon came, and the guy was like, are you going to Joburg? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to Joburg. I was like, oh, I'm also going to Joburg. I can give you a lift. And guys, you know how risky that is, especially now, like these days with these social violences happening. I mean, sexual violences happening against women. So you know how risky that is. But I took that risk because I was so desperate. I just wanted to come back home. So this guy's like, no, I'll give you a lift. Then on our way, the guy's like, but it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. The guy's like, I'll only be going to Joburg at 11. I'm like, but it's only 7 now. And then it's like, yeah, but 11 is just like, it's just 4 hours away. And I'm like, but I need to leave because I'm going to the Free State. So imagine if I wait until 11, because I need to be in Joburg. And then when I get to Joburg, I need to get a taxi to Bloom. Then the guy's like, no, we can just go to my place, and then you will wait for me. And I'm like, it's not happening. I'm not going to your place. I don't even know you. I'm not going to do that. It's not gonna happen. So the guy got upset, and it's like, okay, I'm just going to drop you here. Guys, in the middle of the nowhere, this guy drops me. But at least we're now out of the estate. So the guy drops me, And now I'm thinking, how on earth am I going to get to Joburg? But I'm like, okay, it's better that he left me there rather than me going with him to his place, because I don't know what that guy was gonna do. So I waited. I waited for a taxi or anything that could just come. And then a few moments later, this Audi A4 comes, and it's an old man. I'm like, yo, at least Nana, it's this person is an old person. He won't try anything fishy. This guy stops and is like, are you going to Joburg? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Joburg. The guy's like, but I'm going to Pretoria, but I can drop you in Pretoria because at least you won't be that far anymore. And I was like, yeah, thank you. I get into the car, and along the way, this guy's like, yo, you're so pretty. Guys, this guy, Obama 60, mama, he didn't even have teeth. So he's like, you're so pretty. My wife passed away like 5 years ago. I'd like to take you as my wife. Guys, this guy is old. Like, he's extremely, like, you get those old guys who are very, like, they're old but they look sexy but nice but smart, or what, but man, those guys, but that one year, he was like my grandfather. So I'm thinking to myself, this guy is old enough to be my grandfather, and he's talking about marrying me. But I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And so when are you, where are you going? I'm like, Bloom. And it's like, when are you gonna come to Joburg again? And I'm like, yo, I'm not sure, because with what just happened right now, I don't think I'll come back anytime soon. And he's like, oh, okay, but you can come back for me. I don't mind sending you money for transport. And I was like, no, I don't want your money. If I do come, I can come with my own money. I don't want you to give me money. And then he's like, oh, okay, can you give me your number so that I can call you and ask when you'll be coming? And I was like, no, just give me yours and I'll call you, because if I give you mine, you might not call. So I'm trying to play, I'm trying to play it in a way that doesn't make him see that I'm not interested, because I'm scared that he might leave me along the way also. So it's like, okay, he gives me his number. It's like, please buzz me. And then I'm like, no, yeah, I will. But then I didn't do it. I was like, I'll do it later when I get to the taxi to Joburg, because now I just can't. And it's like, oh, okay. Then I took the number, and then we got to Pretoria. He dropped me off by the taxi rank, and I took a taxi to Joburg. And on my way to Joburg, I just deleted the guy's number. And yeah, I got to Joburg. When I got to Joburg, I took a taxi to Bloom, and the rest, as they say, is history. On my way to Bloom, I blocked my ex. I blocked his number. I blocked everything. I went to social media, like, guys, I blocked, like, I made sure that this guy never contacts me again. So I blocked everything. And yeah, that was it. That's how I got played. That's the end of my story, guys. If you like this story, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and share with your friends, and tell them to also like and subscribe. Thank you so much. I love you to the moon and back.